WTOL 11 Sports presents Big Board Friday, sponsored by Ohio Northern University. Your dreams await. And by Charlie's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Doing it different, doing it right. By Frickers, the home for fun, food, sports, and spirits. By PT Link Physical Therapy. Feel the difference and get relief now. By Renewal by Andersen. Andersen Window Muscle. Local 419 Hustle. By Absolute Mobile Glass. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it faster. Absolutely. And by Schrader Tire and Oil. We keep the transportation industry rolling and safe. Now, here's Tyler Segerman.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into another edition of Big Board Friday, sponsored by Ohio Northern University. Hope everyone out there is enjoying Halloween. This show is certainly set up to be a treat, and what a fitting way to kick off the high school football playoffs. First round getting going tonight. We begin in Division I. So much talk this week has been about St. Ignatius and how they shouldn't be in the postseason with a 1-9 record. Well, for their opponent, they too had some conversations, but for different reasons. Perrysburg coming off a demoralizing loss to Whitmer last week, but had a chance to flush that defeat and begin their run towards state. Yellow Jackets at home tonight as the 5th seed. Perrysburg has not lost a playoff opener since 2020. Opening quarter, St. Ignatius with the ball and driving the short pass over the middle, but check out Michael Duvall and Jonathan Butterfield there for the stick to keep the Wildcats from getting any more yardage. Then later in the drive, it's Thad Merriman getting in on the tackle for loss. Great play by there. Here is the Wildcats eventually scoring on this drive, but get this, Perrysburg in overtime wins a thriller, and the Jackets are advancing to set up that rematch with Whitmer next week. Wow. In White House, the Generals riding some momentum in the D2 playoffs. Fresh off a dramatic victory in Findlay, Anthony Wayne playing host to start. Second quarter, start down 14-7 and not looking good here as Mason Taylor picks up the loose rock. That gets the Generals on the possession, and then Porter Brungard going to look deep here to Cam Miller, and in stride drops it in the breadbasket. Generals add to their lead. They're up 2 scores, and then later in the quarter it's Brungard again, and this time he's going to find number 5 once more, because why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Brungard to Miller once more for the touchdown, and Anthony Wayne pulls away for a 42-21 victory. Here's Chase Bachman with more from White House.
Tyler, it took almost 3 hours, but ultimately Cam Miller's 3 touchdowns and Anthony Wayne's offense were enough to defeat Start 42-21, and they move on to the next round of the playoffs after winning their final home game of the season.
Our offense played so well. We gave up 2 kick returns, but in the end, our offense just improved every week, and our kids have executed so well, and that is fun to watch. When you sit down on a weekend to put together a game plan and you've got to put together explosive plays, he's one of the first names that comes to mind, and what he gave us in the first half helped us separate ourselves from Start. So anytime you have explosive plays, your offense is going to roll.
That's all game plan. That's coach's film study, the players watching film. We knew when they saw the bubble, because we've been screening like crazy all season, so they bid on the bubble, bid on the screen. It was there all night.
The Generals move on to the round of 32 in the D2 state playoffs, where they play at North Ridgeville. But until then, reporting from Schaller Stadium in White House, Chase Bachman, WTOL 11. Tyler?
Thank you, Chase. Other side of the bracket, St. Francis back in the playoffs. Knights hosting Valley Forge, but playing at Northwood High School this evening. Defense coming to play early and often, pitching a shutout in the second half when Noah Edwards, who already has 1 pick 6 in the game, flies over and corrals another interception, and there he goes again. What a night for the sophomore. 2 pick 6s on the night. Fourth quarter, Knights still in control. Eli Beal toting the rock. He'll find a crease in the defense, and off he goes for a ride. Eventually gets brought down inside the 5, but would score 2 plays later to add to St. Francis's lead. And I mentioned the defense. Boy, were they impressive tonight. Pressure again, and this time it's the Rutgers commit Jermaine Polk haunting the QB. 33-7. St. Francis scores the win. They advance to play at Wadsworth next week. Division III, Central Catholic beginning its quest toward a 4th straight trip to state. Fighting Irish squaring off against Ontario at home, and the offense, well, they were humming. Opening possession, Ollie Baydoun dropping back to pass. Doesn't like what he sees, so he'll tuck and then roll to the end zone. Check out the moves from the junior. He'd have himself quite a half. Second quarter, Beydoun now going to dump this one off to Jerome Davis, who makes a couple shifty moves himself, and he too is off to the races. But wait for it, Davis knows exactly where the camera is, and he says hello to everyone watching as he strolls in for the touchdown. And then 30 seconds to go in the half, let's add some insurance. Beydoun to Preston Frizzell, deep downfield, what a catch. And then the Notre Dame commit finishes it off in powerful fashion, and Central Catholic via shutout will travel to Lexington next week for round number 2. To Pemberville we go. Huge rematch from week 7. NBC contenders Oak Harbor and Eastwood battling to keep its season alive. It would be the Rockets up 20-7 at the break, and they're going to add to it here. Travis Boyer cashing in at the goal line, his 4th touchdown of the night. Then later, Eagles looking to respond. Drew Ludhart dropping back, but it's intercepted by Cooper Schultz, who's going to high point the catch and get the Rockets with the ball. And here they go on offense again. Braden Porath with a great strike there to Schultz to put OH on the board once more, and then Rockets able to get the ball back, and they're going to continue to run it. But the fumble there from Jack Sensenig, they're going to help Eastwood get on the board. Big man recovery, got to love that. And then in the red zone, it's Eastwood here. Ludhard to Edmund Opfer, who catches it in for the touchdown. But the Eagles' late surge, not enough as Oak Harbor gets some revenge. They win it 32-26. Noel Blubell took it all in.
Well, it appears the Rockets solved the mystery of what went wrong in the regular season. Despite Eastwood holding them to just 6 points then, Oak Harbor came out on top tonight, greatly in part to being efficient on 4th down conversions, and the bitter taste that last time left.
I thought we had a great week of practice, and also you kind of feel it during the week and in the locker room. I just felt like they were confident because they had improved each and every week since we lost the last time, and they came out ready to play tonight. I think our offensive line, Braden Porath, our quarterback, made some big plays also on 4th down, but our offensive line has driven us all year.
The first meetup we had way too many mistakes, and we knew that wasn't us. And today we came out here and executed to our standard and what we knew we could do. A lot. We knew that this was a big loss to us, and we knew that this was one game that we wanted back, and we got it back, and then we took advantage of the moment.
And with that, Oak Harbor advances to face Liberty Center next week. But for now, I'm Noel Blumell, aka Daphne Blake, wishing you a happy Halloween from Pemberville for WTOL 11.
Love the costume, Noel. Let's head to Findlay now. Liberty Benton 10-0 for the first time since 2014. Eagles kicking off its playoff journey against Delta. Now they're already up 14-0 when Connor Barbara decides to keep it himself on the keeper. And there he goes, 44 yards to pay dirt. It's now 21-zip LB. And they would continue to rack up the points tonight, this time through the air. Barbara downfield to Carson Griffin, who gets behind the defense. 28-point lead now for the home team. And Barbara again, this time, why not keep it on the ground? He's got some wheels and he's got some legs, weaving his way through the defense, and there he is, adding another touchdown. Liberty Benton goes on to roll 49-13 as they advance to round number 2. Fan cam we've now reached, and first up, Clay High School providing this awesome picture tonight. The Eagles traveling on the road to Brecksville. Unfortunately fell short, but what support showcase there from that community. Then how about the band? Perrysburg to be exact. Junior Caleb Cloyne showing off his athleticism, multitasking extraordinaire. And how about another? Tay Redinger sending this photo in a tight shot. Love it. Be sure to send in your photos each week for a chance to be featured. Well, it's now time for our first break in the show, but don't get scared away. Still plenty more to enjoy, including another rematch, this time in the SBC. Those highlights and more still to come.
You're watching Big Board Friday!
Thank you, Central Catholic cheerleaders. Welcome back. By itself, rematches often provide a ton of intrigue. Add to that a rivalry and the season on the line, and well, anticipation only grows. Clyde and Bellevue, the Route 20 rivalry, experiencing a second chapter tonight. This time, it's the Redmen at home who claimed a 10-point victory in that Week 1 meeting. This one would be a thriller. Defensive struggle for most of the game, but here the game's first touchdown goes to Nolan Hartman there, put Bellevue up ahead. Then in the fourth quarter, check out this play. Initially, it looks like it's an interception by Bellevue, right? Well, they call it incomplete, but check out the replay. Definitely shows like it was a good catch, but you can debate that all you want. So nonetheless, Clyde lines up for the field goal and drills it from 40 yards out, bakes it off to Poist as well. So we go to overtime, tied at 6, and here is Bellevue walking it off. Yes, Bill Saberna going to clinch the win there, and what a moment for that man. Bellevue claims a thriller in overtime to advance here. Steve Iwanek, who took it all in.
Well, what a wild turn of events to end the last really 20 minutes of actual time in this football game, from a controversial call to a controversial kick to an overtime game winner here in Bellevue as the Redmen take down Clyde 12-6 in a thriller.
I said earlier to our kids, beating a team twice in the same year is hard, especially a team like Clyde, who's a really good football team. And we knew they were going to come out and give us a test, and our kids just played their butts off. Like they have been all year, and we knew if we played well and didn't make a ton of mistakes, we'd have a shot. He's a senior who does everything in his power to help his football team each and every day. He's a tough, hard-nosed kid, and he's going to give it his all. And I wanted to give it, to a senior who I knew was going to do everything he could to win this game.
It's crazy. It's one of the best feelings I've had in a long time. I wouldn't trade this team for the world, and I love this program. I love my town. I love this team.
So what a crazy way to end round 1 of the playoffs. The Bellevue Redmen are heading on to round 2 when they head out to take on Lima Bath. Here in Bellevue, Steve Iwanek, WTOL 11.
Appreciate it, Steve. Traveling north in Sandusky, the Perkins Pirates enjoying another home playoff game as they welcomed in Clearview, and this one getting out of hand early and in a good way. Levi Jackson making multiple, oh my goodness, and then runs over the guy. What a run by him later in the drive. Sam Schweinforth going to find Blake Parker downfield, and that is a great connection. That ends up in 6 for the Pirates. And then later in the opening quarter, I saw Jackson earlier. Well, here he is finding the end zone this time. Number 4 powering his way across the goal line for the touchdown, and Perkins crushing their opponent tonight 51-7. Division 7 we shift to now. Gibsonburg taking on Ridgedale tonight. Opening quarter, it would be the Gibsonburg Golden Bears with possession. First and goal, Reese Walby, the quarterback, going to turn around, hand off to Grant Smith, who's going to turn the short run into a touchdown, standing up as well. Great play there. Then later, they're going to go for 2, and Walby again, this time going to keep it himself on the fake, and he's going right toward the camera for the 2-point conversion. 8-0 Gibsonburg, and they would continue to tack on the points tonight because later, second quarter now, it's Grant Smith, this time from distance, powering his way. He's got muscles, and he's in for the touchdown. Gibsonburg in a rout tonight. They get the win at 61-8 as they're moving on as well. Play of the night we have now reached, and we head back to Gallagher Stadium. Jerome Davis on the punt return here, finds a lane and then excels at it. I don't even know if he got touched on this sequence. If he did, he barely. Senior making it look easy for the score. One of his 2 touchdowns this evening as we get another look at this. What vision first off, and the cutting ability to find an opening. Central Catholic only needed a score in 1 half, and this was part of it as they dominated. Jerome Davis weaving his way into our play of the night. One last break of the action before we wrap this show up. Still to come, some holiday fun with a few head coaches. Stick around. That's next.
You're watching Big Board Friday!
Appreciate the Delta Band there. Thank you. Welcome back. While many of our Northwest Ohio programs were in action tonight, quite a few were not, thanks to first-round bye. So I caught up with 4 local coaches earlier this week who earned those top 4 seeds. Now, our full 31-minute conversation is up on YouTube and Plus right now, but here's a snippet from our Halloween-themed segment. Take a look.
Yeah, all of them. Probably a pass interference on a 3rd down play.
Oh, yeah, those are brutal.
Yeah, those are brutal.
Okay, Greg?
Probably unsportsmanlike. Someone, seeing an unsportsmanlike, flag. Just something something's not going your way, and that potentially in that scenario. So, or somebody did something they shouldn't be doing. So definitely unsportsmanlike.
Okay. There you go, Bill.
I'd have to say any 50-yard rush for a touchdown or longer, and there's a flag by the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
That's definitely
tough one to swallow. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say obviously the unsportsmanlike, the dead balls.
Yeah.
But the killers are the holdings, because it only happens on a good run or a good play. So I'd definitely say those ones for sure.
All right.
The sideline warning one can get you too, because it's sometimes you're so into the moment. Yeah, and some guys care a little more than others, so it can get a little tough.
4.
Have you ran any this season?
1.
Okay. Did it work?
Sometimes.
All right. Greg, what about you?
Yeah, we actually have 3, and we ran one of them so far, but it was 4 halftime, and it was a hook and ladder, and they were already playing far off, so really didn't do too much.
Okay. Well, it's good to have. And then Bill, what about you?
I'd have to know what the definition of trick play is.
Okay.
Quarterback sneak. I mean, that's definitely something.
Misdirection? I mean, you guys obviously run some counters, I feel like, in FB dives, but I mean, I don't know.
There's really only one that I'm aware of, and we have not run it.
Okay, saving it. I got you. And Stefan, how about you?
Yeah, so I would say my major involvement came just recently with one, and it worked for a couple times for us this past couple weeks. So I'm hanging on to that one tight in my pocket.
Such a great time with that group. Encourage you all again to check out that full discussion on our YouTube and Plus app. Pivoting to college football, Bowling Green will be back inside the Dewitt on Saturday. Falcons coming off a disappointing loss to Kent State last weekend in which they blew a 21-3 lead. Now concerns also center around the quarterback position. Their top 3 guys are all hurt, so who will start against Buffalo? Well, we shall see. BG sits at 3-5 on the season right now. As for Toledo, they return to the field next Wednesday for its first midweek action game against NIU. But until then, that's going to do it for another edition of Big Board Friday. If you missed any of the highlights or want to rewatch the entire show again, our website and our streaming platform are the places to go. Always a pleasure to bring you our coverage from our entire team. We hope you have a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed the Halloween festivities as well. We will see you next time for round number 2. Take care, everyone.